not only on Notre Dame, but in the game of women's basketball this year as well. We're underway. Ole Miss in the dark uniforms and Notre Dame in the white. And I have a feeling that's a sign of things to come. We're going to see bodies on the floor this whole game.
All night. That's what Coach Joe said. This game is going to come down to heart and will. At the end of the day, who wants it more? And it's going to be a scrappy day.
We're going to jump it up again. Marshall and Ibakwe. With Bruce Morris in between them, we're underway. Ole Miss on offense to begin the game. Marquisha Davis did not have a good game in their last game. They looked to get her going early. And Ole Miss scores on its opening possession.
Now this is going to be a sign for Notre Dame. One of the things that they said, Hannah Hidalgo just told us, got to keep them off the board. Rita Ibakwe is going to be fearless around the boards.
Singleton had a good game in their last, the win over Kent State. She scored first for Ole Miss and foul right away on Davis. Notre Dame, led by Neil Ivey. Coach Ivey's jersey hangs in the rafter here for her accomplishments as a player for Muffet McGraw. She has taken the coaching baton and taken this program to the ACC title. They won the tournament last week, won the regular season last year. Hidalgo, her first shot, nothing but net.
I like the shot fake, and you already know when you're going up against a defensive team like this, you got to get them up, and that's what she did, a nice little shot fake. And
then Hidalgo on the way down, firing her team up on the defensive end. This could be a classic game because these two teams are so evenly matched. The seed a bit deceiving. You've got a number 2 seed Notre Dame against a number 7 seed Ole Miss. So this could be a very close game.
Well, I agree with you. And you look at this. This is a nice move. Hannah Hidalgo, nice little shot fake as you see. Gets them in the air and goes up. That's definitely something that they've worked on, is trying to figure out how do you release the defensive pressure that Ole Miss is going to come with.
Notre Dame cannot get in foul trouble. Their numbers are thin. They usually go with just 6, possibly 7. And Nat Marshall, just her 3rd career start, buries her first shot of the game.
I think it's going to be an important game for Ole Miss. Obviously, we talked about Marquisha Davis, number 2, and they got to figure out a way. She's got to get that ball to fall. But I guarantee you, when one falls, when it goes down, that will spark her into getting some more points.
Hidalgo into the lane, fouled by Ibakwe, and pops up in a hurry. Notre Dame without Kylie Watson, who tore her ACL in the ACC semifinals. As you know, if you follow women's college basketball, they're already without Olivia Miles, who was probably going to be an All-American this year. But Notre Dame has managed to get the job done this year with basically a 6-player rotation.
One of the things they talked about a lot is just the last NC State game, regular season game. And that was their last loss. Since then, they've gone on a 9-game winning streak. And after that, they came together as a team and said, what do we want this season to be known for? We know about the injury, but we want to be in the tournament. And we've seen that turnaround.
Notre Dame's won their last 6 games by an average of 14 points per game, including their last game here against Kent State a couple of days ago. Ole Miss took out Marquette, wore down the Golden Eagles with a fantastic 4th quarter. Madison Scott, a little off to the right, and the ball will stay with Ole Miss.
I think we've talked so much about Ole Miss and their defense, but let's talk a little bit about Notre Dame and their defense. They're in this 2-3 zone, and the way that they play, they make it hard. They've made it hard so far for Ole Miss to get open looks. Every single look they've gotten has been contested.
Notre Dame is the only team in the ACC to finish ranked in the top 2 in total offense and total defense. So they are a solid team all the way around. Singleton travels. Ole Miss struggling shooting so far, 1 of 5 to start the game. Singleton had a fantastic game in their last game against Marquette with a season high 12 points and 7 rebounds.
So Ole Miss going to bring the full court press. talked about Madison Scott and just all the different positions that she played. Last year, she only played the 4. She was in the post. This year, we have seen her play every single position.
Westbeld, one-on-one. That shot was partially blocked. And then Marshall over the back on the rebound gets called for the foul.
And you got to go in there aggressive. Madison Scott came soaring in for the rebound.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this Ole Miss team because they also sustained an injury early in the season to KK Deans. They were rolling. KK Deans was one of the biggest impact transfers to start the season, and they have managed to put together their 3rd straight 20-win season and a chance to get to back-to-back Sweet 16s. Citron. Boom! Sonia Citron picking up where she left off on Saturday.
Yeah, that was way too easy. You can't go under the screen. This young lady coming off of a 29-point performance on Saturday's game.
Good response by Madison Scott.
You know, one thing you've got to love about both coaches, but when you kind of get into this war back and forth of just continuing to play and letting them play through the contact.
Hidalgo off on the 3. Scott had fallen down. And a push out of bounds. Citron, I think, is going to get called for this as she was trying to deny the baseline to Davis, pushed her out of bounds. KK Bransford coming in for Notre Dame, as well as Ayanna Thompson for Ole Miss. Bransford has been playing well lately off the bench. She's been shooting 49% during this 9-game win streak of Notre Dame. Kennedy Todd Williams, this time last year, was playing for North Carolina. She's made an impact here at Ole Miss, and a turnover again.
I think for Ole Miss, you can't continue to attack the baseline when it's a set half-court offense. If you're in transition like the play before, take that drive. But when they are set, when Notre Dame is set and you try to drive, the trap is coming.
Ole Miss hasn't been to back-to-back Sweet 16 since 1990. And Notre Dame's had a bit of a Sweet 16 roadblock. They've lost in the Sweet 16 the last 2 seasons. Second foul on Ibakwe.
Mr. Richardson will come in and replace her. And Ibakwe, you like when she's in there because of her size, but Richardson comes in. She's had a huge performance last year as a freshman, this year as a sophomore, transferring to Ole Miss. Last game she came out and she really produced.
Maddie Westbeld at the free throw line, a legacy player here. She and her sister Kat, the only sister pair to score 1,000 points for the Irish. Her sister is her role model and was one of the great former players for Muffet McGraw. Notre Dame with a good start, up 10-4. To me, you can certainly understand why maybe Ole Miss is trying to drive the ball a little bit more to start this game. They want to get Notre Dame in foul trouble, I would think. And so now they're going to try to maybe shoot a few more shots from outside.
Well, they're going to get a call right there. Bransford gets called for her first foul, trying to box out down low.
For the 4th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Your home for all 90 championships. A reminder, coming up after our game, North Carolina State and your Lady Vols of Tennessee from Raleigh, North Carolina. 2nd straight ACC-SEC battle today. Good D by the Irish. And Hidalgo comes out of there. Pass is deflected.
Who wants it more? You're going to see it. Madison Scott for the pull-up.
That's a good point you made yesterday. Coach Yo telling us she felt like this game was going to come down to heart. Who wanted it more because these two teams are so evenly matched.
Well, you look across the stats and every single stat is really like 1 to 2 points off, percentages off. It's crazy, but it's fun. It's going to be a fun game to watch.
Hidalgo took an extra step. We will step away. Hannah Hidalgo.
Hidalgo leads the team in points per game, trying to get this team going. First shot of the day, it goes up, it goes in.
Up after this game because she's projected to be a first-round WNBA draft pick.
Boy, you gotta love Lakia Jackson and the Lady Vols will face, as you said, NC State. So that's going to be another good game coming up after this one.
It's been a good start for Notre Dame in this one. Marquisha Davis has been struggling to get going since she got to Notre Dame, but still plenty of time. A first-team All-SEC performer this year, who also is expected to be a contributor in the WNBA next year.
And one of the things I like, though, that Davis continues to attack the basket, trying to get those shots and not passing up open shots, because they need her to get going, especially as this game continues against Notre Dame.
You are so right. Kennedy Todd Williams, shot clock at 7, throws it up and in.
She dribbles right through the middle of the zone. Hannah Hidalgo tries to go for that steal and opens up that spot. And nice little throw at the basket.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to playing in Coach O's system. Kennedy Todd Williams is now at that point and playing her best basketball of the season. And coming in off the bench, Hannah DeWolf returns for Notre Dame, replacing Bransford.
Yeah, take another look at this. Hannah Hidalgo goes for the steal, opens up to Tron on the high side. But Kennedy Todd Williams does a good job of getting inside the middle of the zone.
Hannah Hidalgo, just the second freshman in the last 25 years to average 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. The other one, you know it, was Caitlin Clark. And a kick will reset the shot clock and give Notre Dame a fresh possession.
I think Notre Dame right now, they're dribbling too much. Hidalgo dribbling, and Ole Miss is doing a good job of containing. I feel like from a spacing standpoint, Notre Dame needs to spread the floor and open these lanes, pass the ball, and get those open looks.
Hidalgo will drive and run.
So you saw the ball rotation, you saw it move from one side to the other side. And then Hannah Hidalgo does a good job putting her head down, driving it to the middle to create that contact and get that foul.
Foul was on Singleton, and Hidalgo will go back to the free throw line. Kent State on Saturday, 14 points, a career high 11 assists, 6 steals. She has scored in double figures in every game this season. And before she ever played a college basketball game, she was named USA Basketball's Female Athlete of the Year. That is very rare for someone in high school to get that award.
Well, I remember coming to her first game here on campus, and this place was packed as it is today. But if you weren't a Hidalgo fan when you came in, by the time you left, she was all over the place.
Only Brianna Stewart and Paige Beckers have won that USA Basketball Award, and a foul called on that rebound on Madison Scott.
Both teams want this so much. They're just fighting. You can tell every single possession matters.
Notre Dame already in the bonus. Sonia Citron will go to the free throw line, coming off a tied career high performance of 29 points. She leads the ACC in free throw percentage, 90% this year. Even had a game of 12 of 12. Coming up tonight, the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship second round continues with Syracuse squaring off against Paige Beckers and UConn, followed by West Virginia taking on Caitlin Clark in Iowa. Then freshman phenom Juju Watkins leads USC against Kansas. All games also available on the ESPN app.
Ole Miss really struggling with this Notre Dame defense, and want to call it scrappy, call it discipline. Notre Dame is getting what they want. They're putting the pressure on Ole Miss, and Ole Miss not normally going against their own, what they normally dish out, not able to take it in.
Ole Miss 3 of 12 to start the game, and they've turned it over 4 times. Very uncharacteristic, but still plenty of time to settle into this game. Citron. And the rebound ripped down by Davis.
Yeah, this is where Ole Miss is at their best, when they're able to go in this transition game, and that was a hard screen. Singleton on Hidalgo.
Kennedy Todd Williams knocks down the three-pointer. Ole Miss not typically a three-point shooting team this year. They only average making 3 a game, but Kennedy Todd Williams has been making the majority of those lately.
And the flow of the offense, when you make those extra passes, it makes it a lot easier to get those looks.
Oh, nice pass. Marshall couldn't finish. There's that good defense by Ole Miss. Ole Miss prides itself on not fouling, though today it's been a little bit of a struggle to start the quarter. They are typically so disciplined defensively, they can stop you without fouling. Westbell. Scott to Davis. Davis shot blocked by Westbell. They get it to Hidalgo.
I think Davis is pressing right now. You're double team. You got to pull the ball out. She's coming back into the play.
Citron. Fans are ready to explode. Fantastic crowd here today. It is packed in Purcell Pavilion for this 2 p.m. local game. Ole Miss traveled well. They have a lot of fans behind their bench. Maddie Scott. And a foul on the rebound. It's going to go against KK Bransford.
And that's going to be her second foul. One of the issues that Notre Dame got into trouble on Saturday, they had Maddie Westbelt sat on the bench for a lot of the first half with 2 fouls. KK Bransford today, 2 fouls early on in the first quarter.
Bransford not a starter, but certainly in that rotation that they basically can go 7 deep if they have to. Oh, good D by Westbell. And then a turnover right away. Citron comes out of there with it. Well, this game's been defense. DeWolf. Boom! Anna DeWolf ignites the Irish and this crowd.
Notre Dame.
Well, Anna DeWolf just ignited this crowd. Number 13 in white there. She was a fantastic scorer at Fordham. Transferred into this program, has not been scoring as much, but she's scored over 2,200 career points, and she is 16th among active players. So she can give them some offensive firepower in addition to Citron, Hidalgo, and Westbell. Ole Miss took that timeout hoping to score right away, and the second effort doesn't go down. Abinda into the game for the first time for Notre Dame, number 10 in white.
Well, you can't say they didn't get enough looks. They had 2 really good looks, not able to convert.
So Neil Ivy's used every player available so far, just 7. And that was one thing that hurt Marquette the other night. Ole Miss will wear you down with the defensive pressure late in the game. Shot clock at 4. Westbell fires. Got it.
Every single player that is on the floor, maybe with the exception of Abima, can knock down a 3.
Singleton had that strip by Hidalgo and it went off her leg. So Hidalgo's hands forcing the turnover. 6th turnover on the Rebels.
And you can sense the energy from Ole Miss every single time Notre Dame comes out and the crowd is involved. I mean, the defense that is being played right now, this is a clinic that Ole Miss normally is on.
21-9 start, final seconds of the opening quarter. A spot in the Sweet 16 on the line for these two who were both there last year. Remember, Ole Miss upset Stanford at this stage last year. Westbell got to put it up. Notre Dame shooting over 50% in that opening quarter, ending on a 6-0 run. Hannah Hidalgo with 6 points, 1 rebound and an assist, and Notre Dame in control early, but an 11-point deficit. And we'll see how the Irish come out here in the second quarter, whether they can keep this up.
I really like the pace, and you see the numbers right here. Out of the 7 players that have played for Notre Dame so far, 5 of them have scored. But being able to share the basketball on the offensive end, they've done a really good job of kind of picking apart Ole Miss defense.
Hidalgo fouled by Kennedy Todd Williams. And that's just savvy basketball. She felt Kennedy behind her and actually drew that foul.
Ole Miss right now trying to sit on Hidalgo's hand to keep her from going right, but you got to play her straight up because, like you said, she's crafty. She knows how to play the game. Not the first team.
Her fellow veteran Madison Scott came over and gave her a little advice. Notre Dame up by 12 right now, trying to add to it on the first possession of the second quarter. Notre Dame lost to Maryland in the Sweet 16 last year. They tried to get to Oregon State on Friday this year. Both these teams are. Shot clock down to 5. Good defensive possession by Ole Miss, but Hidalgo draws the foul on Marquisha Davis.
Hidalgo's just so good when she's going downhill toward the basket to change her speed enough for Marquisha Davis to run into her, and then she did a good job of getting into her body. With a guard like that, you almost have to take a step off and allow her that lane and use your length to try to get it in the air.
Hidalgo 2 for 3 from the free throw line already this afternoon. Yeah, earlier this year, she was named the Tamika Catchings National Freshman of the Week, along with being the National Player of the Week in the same week. So do you guys have like a special handshake?
We need to come up with one.
Do you call her all the National Freshmen of the Week named in your honor?
I try to make sure that I tweet out all of them. We have some amazing freshmen coming out. I mean, the future is bright for our women's basketball game.
You see the other probably most publicized freshman, Juju Watkins, tonight on ESPN. Just keep your television or whatever device you're watching tuned here. It's an all-star day of women's college basketball. Everyone who wins moves on to the Sweet 16. NC State and Tennessee follow us. Westbell with the mid-range jumper.
Maddie Westbell, one dribble pull-up. And Coach Yell talked about it yesterday. She's a hard matchup because while she is the post player for Notre Dame, she can pull out, she can knock down that three, she can do the one dribble pull-up. I mean, she can play a lot of different positions.
You know, you're right. She's the one player that Coach Yo singled out, and Eaton off the bench knocks down a three-pointer. That's only her 6th three-pointer of the entire season.
Eaton was known for that. She was known for shooting three-pointers, and I think as Coach Yo had brought in some other players, her playing time had gone down, but every single night when your number is called, you have to be able to step up and make these plays, and that was a big play for her. Yeah,
definitely. Cuts the lead to 12. DeWolf in the lane. Anna DeWolf, only 5'8", taking it in the paint.
Well, they definitely practiced those shot fakes because they knew Ole Miss is a team, they lead the SEC in block shot per game, so they are going to try to get those blocks.
They're 3rd in the nation in blocks. Kennedy Todd Williams, that was a 2. Her foot was on the line. But a beautiful shot nonetheless. 7 points for Todd Williams.
Notre Dame trying to figure out, get their plays set up, get a good look.
Citron was looking for it the whole way. What a combination that is. Hidalgo and Citron.
You send the double post away, double screen, bring your shooter to the ball. Great curl to the basket.
Thompson falling and a travel call.
They got to move the ball. Stop trying to dribble, move the ball. Pass it around the horn. Take another look at this nice pass leading to the basket.
Citron coming off career high 29 points the other night, but Hidalgo had 11 assists, which is a career high, and a lot of those 11 assists were part of those 29 points Citron scored.
So Hidalgo will go and take a break. Anna DeWolf will come in at the point guard position.
And Citron just rimmed out. Scott leading the break. Jumper on the way. Offensive board by Eaton. And Maddie Scott. Ole Miss is having trouble just making shots.
Oh, they're pressing right now. They're trying to drive in. Maddie Scott had a good look. And she wanted to get one step closer. That's going to be a turnover.
Steal by Kennedy Todd Williams, and then Citron gets her hand on it. And a foul called against Ole Miss. In the scramble, foul called against Ole Miss. And that foul is going to go against Kennedy Todd Williams. And that is her third foul.
And that's a hard break right there. In transition, trying to pass the ball up. Sorry, that's her second foul. Yeah, second foul. Trying to pass the ball up. And Notre Dame does a good job. Just deflection.
Oh, Bransford was wide open for a moment. Finally got it to her, and it was in time to score. That does not make Coach Yo happy. And a travel by Zakaya Stevenson.
A lot of movement, trying to make some plays happen, but look at this. Brantford begging for the ball down low, finally gets it, and she knows Kennedy Todd Williams cannot foul, not be put in a situation to get her third foul, so she lets it go.
10 turnovers for Ole Miss. They only averaged 15 a game. Notre Dame has had 3 straight games with fewer than 10 turnovers. Scott picks up her dribble.
You see this 2-3 zone, just how they play so well. Eaton for 3.
And Hidalgo runs down the rebound. Eaton had just made one a few minutes ago. 16-point lead for the Fighting Irish in this ACC versus SEC battle.
Watch Notre Dame, how they just continue to play within the pace that they want to play in. They're not letting Ole Miss speed them up.
Westbrook with a hand in her face, and she's in double digits now with 10 points. Kicked by Notre Dame, fresh shot clock for Ole Miss. And a timeout on the floor. Maddie Westbell, part of the big 3. She has hit 2 3-pointers today, including this one, and the Irish up 33-14.
You watch Ole Miss and you watch Notre Dame. Notre Dame is giving them a taste of their own medicine. They're not used to teams playing them like this.
Still plenty of time. Little defensive switch here for Notre Dame. Shot clock is down to 5. 3. Maddie Scott, somebody's got to shoot. Nope. It expires. And there's another lockdown defensive possession by Notre Dame.
Well, you get so locked into running your offense and you're finally trying to get some pace and some poise, but you overpass the basketball. You can't pass it from one side of the floor to the other side. You got to attack the basket and create some movement out of this zone.
This is part of Regional 1 in Albany. We're at Notre Dame. The winner moves on to face Oregon State in the Sweet 16 on Friday. Ole Miss won a program record 12 SEC games this year. They were the number 3 seed in the SEC tournament, lost to LSU in the semis. It's been another fantastic season for Coach Yo and the Rebels. But so far today, the Irish have been too tough. Marshall didn't get the roll. And the rebound ripped down by Thompson. Hidalgo going for the steal. It's one of the things she does best. And then Kennedy Todd Williams gets the steal. Davis needed that.
Davis needed that. Ole Miss needed that. She just needed to see the ball go through the net. Really struggled so far. It's her first 2 points of the game, 1 for 6 so far.
And Marquisha Davis averages 14 points a game. First team All-SEC selection. Nice pass, and Westbeld with the finish.
I mean, you can literally put Westbeld anywhere on the floor, as they said. Anywhere on the floor, she can get you buckets.
Kennedy Todd Williams answers for Ole Miss. Kennedy Todd Williams, leading scorer for the Rebels, 9 points now, 4 of 6 shooting. She's been their most productive offensive player so far.
They got to get a little bit of help. Other players have to step up. We talked about the big three from the Notre Dame side, but you could also see that on the Ole Miss side. Other players have to step up.
Singleton did that in the last game for Ole Miss.
And Richardson down low as well.
They go inside, shot just off the mark by Singleton, and a chance for the Irish to build the lead.
But if you're Ole Miss, you gotta like just the flow of that offensive play. They weren't able to knock it down, but they were right there.
Matt Marshall continuing to get more and more comfortable in that starting role. Todd Williams stopped by DeWolf.
So you see how Notre Dame just sits in this zone. They're trying to force them to shoot from the outside. They continue to try to take it down low. And how many times have we seen them travel the ball or try to overpass, and the defense is just all over them. They're smothering them.
And straight up by Marshall Westbeld. And another Ole Miss turnover again. They average 15 per game, and they already have 13 this afternoon. There will be some adjustments by Ole Miss at halftime, I can promise you that. And as this team, led by Coach Yo, going to be interesting to see how they come out in the second half.
I agree, and that's a good steal right there. Marquisha Davis just reads.
Nice pass, and one foul on Westbeld. Thompson will go to the line.
Fast break points are a big part for Ole Miss. Only their 4th fast break point. They love the transition game. They get their steals off of the defensive end, and then they run. Notre Dame's done a really good job so far of being able to stop that. And Marquisha Davis gets that steal, leads the break. Good pass, good finish to the free throw line.
Thompson was a hero last year in the win over Stanford. Hit 3 3-pointers in that upset of the #1 seed Stanford Cardinal last year to put them in the Sweet 16.
So Zakiya Stevenson will enter back in the game. She's one of the freshmen that Coach Yo has played around with in the starting lineup, not for the tournament. She said, I need to go with experience. I got to find my players that have been in this situation before.
She's number 21 guarding Hidalgo now. Hidalgo off the screen, penetrates. Oh yeah, that'll make the highlight reel.
Now you're trying to force her to go right, but Hidalgo said, you know what, I can go left if I have to. I mean,
she had a little Michael Jordan going on there with the tongue out. Madison Scott with the answer. She is going to be so fun to watch next year as well. She's announced she's come back. She just continues to grow and grow, and Citron buries the long two.
Can't go under the screen. You got to fight over the top when you're going against shooters.
Three-pointer knocked down by Thompson. She is not typically a three-point shooter.
I think right now you'll take it how you can get it, and if you're open on that three-point line, we saw them practicing. They know how to shoot the threes. They just typically don't have to.
Yeah, I mentioned the one she made last year against Stanford, but this season she really has not taken threes. She just commits the foul. That's her first. Citron will inbound it. But not before sub comes in. Carissa Richardson going to return for the Rebels. Replaces Ibakwe. So 17.7 seconds left in the half. Shot clock is off. Notre Dame up 41-26 with the ball.
game has not been rushed at all this afternoon.
Hidalgo to DeWolf. Westbeld banks it in. Well, it would be a stretch to say the luck of the Irish, because they have been excellent in this opening half. Notre Dame 23-0 this year when the Irish lead at the half. And this is the 13th time this season they've been up by at least 15 points. 17-point lead right now at Bakwe. Opening possession for Ole Miss. Kennedy Todd Williams grabs the offensive rebound.
Well, I think you're going to see a different look from this Ole Miss side. They just came out of the locker room right before the horn went off. And first play, trying to attack the basket. Kennedy Todd Williams going to get called for the charge. That will be her third foul.
Kennedy Todd Williams had a good first half offensively, 9 points, including a three-pointer. Westbeld, Hidalgo, and Citron bringing it for Notre Dame once again. Their big three responsible for the majority of the points today. Here's Citron's first shot, and it's good in the second half.
I don't know why Ole Miss, when you're going against Citron, you can't afford to go underneath the screen, and she burned them a couple times.
Hidalgo slowing it down, taking it way out near half court.
Well, they're doing a good job of spacing the floor, just trying to make it hard. That's a good block. Madison Scott got that out.
The Notre Dame zone really has bothered Ole Miss today. Scott off the mark. Westbeld muscles it up and in.
So what I am seeing right now, the spacing on the floor from Notre Dame, even when they run on transition, Westbeld ran straight down the middle of the paint. Marquisha Davis was there, but you have a shooter all the way on the left side. You can't leave the shooter open. They're just struggling to find it.
Hey, Bakwe throws that off the board hard. It goes in.
That's a good look. Ole Miss needs more of those, and they need them faster. Notre Dame's going to continue to slow down the pace, spread the floor, and try to get these open looks.
This is an Ole Miss team that has held 11 opponents to under 50 points this season. But Notre Dame is having its way, and Westbeld continues to pour in the points. Steal by DeWolf, and then a foul on Ole Miss. Foul's going to go against Ibakwe. And it's her third.
So you got a couple players for Ole Miss now with 3 fouls, including Ibakwe with 3, Kennedy Todd Williams with 3. And Ibakwe lost her contact, so she's trying to get it put back in.
Found it right away and doesn't have to come out of the game. Good job. Bakwe. Used to playing Notre Dame. She transferred from Pitt. One of the top 5 players in the nation among active players in blocks. Hidalgo left open. Short on the 3, and DeWolf grabs the rebound.
Nobody boxed out. Zakiya Stevenson on the left side doesn't box out Anna DeWolf, and a nice drive to the basket. Oh my goodness, Anna DeWolf.
Again, she was a scorer at Fordham, but has not had to play that role for Notre Dame, but she certainly has in the NCAA tournament. DeWolf with 7 points today. Here's that last move. Olivia Miles on it.
Got it like the dancing on the sideline, but Anna DeWolf just Zakiya Stevenson changes speed, releases the ball in front, not able to get the defense to get in front and get that block.
A reminder, North Carolina State and the Lady Vols of Tennessee coming up after our game. Rakia Jackson, a first-round WNBA pick, projected She'll be in that game. Marquisha Davis gets her second bucket of the game.
And that's the defense that you're used to seeing. Ole Miss collapsing on the offensive players, allowing for some steals.
You'll get to see Paige Beckers at 6 Eastern, Caitlin Clark at 8 Eastern, Juju Watkins at 10 Eastern, all here on ESPN.
You know, we're talking about stars. We ain't got Paige Beckers, but I'll tell you what, you have not watched Deasia Fair from Syracuse. She's a baller too, so definitely want to keep your eyes out for her.
One of the all-time leading scorers as well.
And I started kind of going down a rabbit hole. I watched all the games yesterday.
Yeah.
Getting ready for this game. Started looking at all the games today and going down all of the stars. You got the big ones that we talk about, but then you got the other ones, and I think that's what's making women's basketball so fun to watch, is all of these stars that are coming out.
Davis, offensive rebound and an offensive foul. No basket. Third foul on Davis. Well, nothing coming easy for Ole Miss.
Everything looks a little bit harder. You see the ball get batted around, and Marquisha Davis, and that's going to be a foul on Madison Scott.
Madison Scott pleading her case. Already 4 fouls on Ole Miss.
These are tic-tac fouls in the backcourt. You don't need a foul that far away from the basket. Trying to put the pressure, trying to get the energy flowing.
And again, this is an Ole Miss team that prides itself on not fouling. Marshall went hard to the basket, lost it out of bounds. Let's go back to that last play.
Well, Madison Scott trying to put some pressure. And yeah, you can't put your hand on the offensive players. You got to be able to read how the game is being played, and some of this is just frustration fouls.
Hidalgo fights over the screen. And push on Westbeld. Forced her out of bounds and got called for the foul. Second foul on Westbeld, who has 18 points today.
18 points, and just while they've been quiet points, they've come in moments. And you look at just what Westbeld being on the floor. Last game, she was in and out, was 4 fouls, 2 fouls early in the first half, and not able to really play her game. But you're seeing her effect today.
What a take by number 20 in blue, Ayanna Thompson.
I love the attack to the basket. Ayanna Thompson just sees an open lane, does a nice little step through. You got to keep attacking. I think that's probably part of the message that was at halftime with Coach O. You can't give up. You got to attack the basket.
Second foul on Marshall. And Thompson completes the three-point play. Ayanna Thompson has come in today and done a good job for Ole Miss. She has 9 points. She and Kennedy Todd Williams, the leading scorers for the Rebels. Typically, that's Madison Scott and Marquisha Davis. Citron racing to the lane. And a foul on her as well. Foul on Ransford. Timeout on the floor. Notre Dame still up big. Changed one of Citron's three-pointers to a two-pointer. And so one of the points that was on the scoreboard for Notre Dame has been taken away.
I can guarantee you right now they're not focused on that 1 point. It's just getting back to basketball, making sure that they're attacking. Marquisha Davis passing me the ball.
All right.
Thanks for saving my life, Sam Gore.
Got it. I got you.
What if I would have got up and just did my half-court shot? What would you guys have done?
That's right. It was fun yesterday hanging out with you and Hannah Hidalgo talking defense. I know they're on offense now, but she leads the nation in steals. And you were certainly one of the best defenders of all time.
But I will tell you this, She came in as a freshman, and I had a chance to talk to the coaching staff. They talked about her defense. She came in like that. Her parents instilled that in her early, how important defense was. I didn't learn that until I got to college. I sat on the bench a little bit. I didn't want to buy into the system.
Madison Scott gets the roll and the foul.
Now that'll be Madison Scott. That'll give her 6 points on the day. And never really seen Ole Miss get into a rhythm so far. You see right here, attacking the basket. Madison does a good job of keeping the ball alive, getting that ball up herself for the and one, but haven't really seen Ole Miss get into a rhythm. Feel like everything that they just had to work so hard for every single point that they've gotten.
It's the third foul on Marshall. Bransford is going to relieve her in the Notre Dame lineup. Madison Scott announcing she will come back next year. And she also announced to us yesterday that next year we can expect to see her as a three-point threat. She's going to work on that three-pointer over the summer.
Well, I mean, like what we're seeing this happen with Maddie Westbeld and what she's able to do and play so many different positions. I said it earlier in the game, Madison Scott last year was mainly a post player. She didn't really dribble the ball much. This year we've seen her play every single position from 1 to 5. And as you look at the evolution of her, of where she can grow, and obviously her dream is to play in the WNBA, that three-point shot gives her more versatility.
But good on the free throw. And now Bransford can get in. They tried to get her in, and the officials sent her back to the table. And now Marshall leaves the game with 3 fouls. It is an 8-0 run right now being enjoyed by the Irish.
But they're putting her back in. She can't sub out.
Yeah, so now she's had to get back to the table.
Ole Miss bringing on that full-court press.
51-36, Notre Dame out in front. Ole Miss playing better, though, this quarter. Ole Miss up 10-8 in the quarter.
And I think part of it is bring in your energy.
And a blocking foul on Scott. She tried to sell it and get a charge called, but Fatu Sissoko Stevens not buying it. And that is the third foul. Third foul on Madison Scott, and Hidalgo goes back to the free throw line. 3 of 5 today from the line.
4 players right now for Ole Miss sitting with 3 fouls.
The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Sweet 16 begins Thursday. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TBS and CBS. For more information on tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. Hidalgo, the big star, kicking off our coverage today on ESPN. Nakia Jackson and the Lady Vols will take on North Carolina State next. See Paige Beckers at 6 p.m., Caitlin Clark at 8, Juju Watkins at 10. We'll be racing back to the hotel to watch basketball and see our teammates the rest of the day.
Between ESPN and ESPN2, I mean, we got a whole lineup of games. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Here, this has been a surprise so far. Notre Dame, a 2 seed, has dominated this game to this point. Again, a lot of people talk about they only have basically 6 players they rely on most of the time. And Coach Yo said, look, they got 6 and they won the ACC championship. I got 12 and I didn't win the SEC championship. So don't tell me they're the underdog with only 6 players.
Well, you underestimate that sometimes, but I think when you really start looking at tournament, and this is whether it's this level, the next level at the pro, you start shortening your bench anyway when you get into those tough games. And I think with Notre Dame, every player that plays, every player on the bench knows they're going to play.
Good rebound by Madison Scott. Just can't get that shot to go down. And Hidalgo on the run to Citron.
Make it look so easy, simple pass. Draw the defense up. Nice pass. Citron waiting for another layup.
4 assists for Hidalgo. Citron with 13 points. Now, timeout was taken before the travel could be called. Coach Yo did an excellent job of getting in the ear of the officials and calling the timeout. So timeout Ole Miss. They'll have the ball when we come back.
10 from the field goal, 2 for 3 from the three-point line, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and what I like, 2 steals. So consistent and steady on the offensive end, but also locking down on the defensive end.
She is looking for her third 20-point game of the season. Ole Miss got the timeout before a turnover. Scott buries the jumper right out of the timeout. Well, that was a good timeout by Coach Yo.
Definitely, and well executed by the team. We got to take advantage of these opportunities and get the open looks. Madison Scott went right into a space, no defender.
Notre Dame right now shooting 60% for the game. Bransford a little off on that baseline jumper. They haven't shot 60% in an NCAA tournament game since 2015. Davis missed it. Citron comes out, clears it to Hidalgo. Hidalgo one-on-one with Kennedy Todd Williams. And you know that's a bucket.
Kennedy Todd Williams has 3 fouls.
And then Hidalgo going for the steal.
She's all over the place.
So much fun to watch. Absolutely ferocious, but she plays with so much joy.
I love it. That drive right there. They were going for the steal, but you know what you got to love the most is when she gets up, that smile that's on her face. It says it all.
She smiles, she barks, she laughs, she screams.
She flexes.
Citron, oh, what a pass.
Unbelievable how Notre Dame is playing right now. They are connected on all cylinders on the defensive end. They're connected, they're moving. They have made it impossible for Ole Miss to score.
Travel on Maddie Scott gives it back to Notre Dame. That combination of Citron and Hidalgo, they know where the other is without even looking.
Well, let's just say this. They're going to be back next year. Yeah. You know who else is coming back? Olivia Miles.
Now, this Notre Dame team is going to be a force to be reckoned with next season, as will the Ole Miss team. Coach Joe really excited about what she has coming in. And Madison Scott will be back as well. But Notre Dame, a 2 seed this year, trying to break that roadblock they've run into in the Sweet 16 the last 2 years.
You talk about players coming back. I mean, Olivia Miles, Kylie Watson, tore ACL. Another play, Maddie Westbeld can come back another year. If you can play off of this energy that Notre Dame has put together, this has just been so much fun to watch.
Well, you made the comment earlier to me during a timeout that Notre Dame has just played with such ease today. Everything has flowed.
They have not been rattled by Ole Miss in the defense. Madison Scott, good finish. Get to a spot, goes up.
Yeah, Madison Scott buries that jumper to become the first Ole Miss player in double figures today with 11 points. Todd Williams and Thompson each have 9 for Ole Miss. Official timeout. We are finished with the third quarter, and Notre Dame is rolling on all cylinders. And actually now the officials are going to go to the table and review something before the horn blew. So even though the clock expired, they may add some time after they review this last play.
Well, when that bounce pass went through, it went off the hand, went out of bounds. There was still some time on the clock, so they want to go back and review. See how much time.
The game clock is reset to 1.1.
So they're going to reset the game clock in the third quarter to 1.1. They had blown the whistle to stop the clock, but the clock did not stop. Here's what happened. So 1.1 on the clock. Notre Dame has the ball. Citron inbounds. Westbell fires off the front of the rim. Notre Dame shooting 60% today and dominating with a quarter left and a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line.
Stories, we got to focus on the big three for this Notre Dame team. Maddie Westbeld, Hannah Hidalgo, and Sonia have been absolutely phenomenal. Look at those numbers right there. And we still got 10 more minutes to go. We know these players have to play, but they don't have that many. So these numbers will continue to go up as the game goes on.
Foul on Thompson. Westbeld with her third 20-point game of the season. Hannah Hidalgo in double figures. She has been in double figures every single game this year in her freshman season. She and Juju Watkins, first team All-Americans. Juju will be on ESPN tonight, 10 Eastern. DeWolf trying to take the baseline, and that was an offensive foul as she wrapped around to get position.
And DeWolf trying to fight her way to get that layup. Her left arm went around and just corralled the defense.
DeWolf out of eligibility this year, playing her final season for the Irish after a fantastic career at Fordham. Madison Scott, short. Citron with a rebound.
One of the reasons Anna DeWolf came and Coach Ivy asked, hey, do you want to compete for a championship? You need to come here. And that's what Anna said. That's why I ended up coming to Notre Dame. And these are the moments that you live for.
As she calls her Coach DeWolf. Neil Ivy says she's like an extension of her on the floor. Kennedy Todd Williams knocks down the short jumper, and she's in double figures with 11 points now.
Minutes, 9 minutes now. It's a long time to play, and the way that we know Ole Miss can pick it up quickly on the defensive end. Notre Dame trying to slow down the pace and make sure they get the right shots.
Citron, good job to catch that, but watch the shot clock. She throws it up and draws the foul from Madison Scott. Fourth foul on Maddie Scott.
That's a tough call right there. Maddie trying to move her feet with her hands up, and Citron leans in a little bit to create that contact.
Madison Scott coming back next season. Citron at the free throw line. Again, one of the best free throw shooters in the country. Sprained her knee earlier this season, returned in early January, and is just now getting back to 100%. In fact, this is the first weekend she has not played with a brace, and the numbers have certainly reflected it. 29 points in the win against Kent State, and today with 15.
Oh, you can tell the confidence that she's playing with, and that's going to be a trip. Citron.
Yeah, Citron got called for the trip. That's her second.
Well, Ole Miss might have gotten away with a little bit. Richardson went down. I think one referee is looking at calling a travel.
Yeah, they're having a conference about the call. And original call stands, so Kennedy Todd Williams will be on the line.
What about this crowd? We are in the middle of the day, even trying to get in here between students coming back to class and fans trying to come to the game. It was a little bit chaotic outside, but inside you can sense, I mean, this place is rocked.
It is packed here in Purcell Pavilion. Basketball royalty here watching with Muffin McGraw. Also Peggy Gillum, who is with Ole Miss, a basketball Hall of Famer as well. She travels with the team as their chaplain.
Natalie Achanwa's here, one of the players for Notre Dame, played with her with the Indiana Fever.
And they have seen quite a performance by Notre Dame this afternoon. On paper, this looked to be a fantastic game. Hidalgo on the drive, missed. Kennedy Todd Williams pulls it out. Rebels on the run. Marquisha Davis. Oh, nice. Short on the shot, and the whistle blows on the baseline. And a foul against Notre Dame.
Well, Marquisha Davis, so good with the ball. Trying to rock it back and forth. That's going to be 4 fouls. Nat Marshall will be taking a trip to the bench.
So Marquisha Davis will go to the free throw line. Davis, 4 points today. These will be her first free throws. She had a just explosive SEC tournament. 33 points against Florida, and then 21 against LSU in the semis. But we have not seen her put up her Marquisha-like numbers here at Notre Dame this weekend.
Well, sometimes new environments, new teams, and you have those days. You hope that they come far and few in between. And
there's that Ole Miss defense smothering Notre Dame and forcing the turnover.
Well, Anna Wolf does a good job of corralling her teammates, bringing them in, because sometimes in these moments, that's what Ole Miss does so well. They get you so rattled up that you make these turnovers and you see the team start separating.
Well, Notre Dame had gone 3 games in a row with fewer than 10 turnovers, and today they've turned it over 13 times. But Ole Miss has now turned it over 20. Hidalgo. No foul.
Yeah, trying to run the break, pull it out. Good job, Ole Miss.
And Ibakwe in the lane, sticks it in. And a timeout, Notre Dame, as there's some life in the Rebels.
You knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when it was going to come out. Oh, it's working out. So when you look at these players and what they've been exposed to, you look at the bench, Olivia Miles coming back this season. We heard earlier in the season, Maddie Westfeld had a nice piece just about the player development side, and that is something that Coach Ivey has consistently talked about, which is also what Coach McGraw really focused on, was skill development, and that's something they've instilled every day.
Well, the coaching staff for Notre Dame, the women on the staff paint their nails green, and they convinced Carlos to...
Oh, they didn't convince him. He didn't want you.
He got one of his nails painted green, the pinky, but he's keeping it covered up.
Game clock resets to 7:10 and 27 on the game shot clock.
Okay, so we're going to adjust the clock and get this fourth quarter started. Again, North Carolina State, Lady Vols of Tennessee coming up after us. UConn, Syracuse at 6. See Caitlin Clark tonight at 8. Juju Watkins and USC at 10. Those are all Eastern times. Hidalgo going to work. Bransford, that's a 2. Ibakwe clears it. Nice pass. And a travel by Singleton.
Ole Miss right now, I like the attack mode. I like driving to the basket. But in a sense, too, it looks like they're playing really fast. So some of these passes that make just take a second before you go up.
Well, it is paramount for Ole Miss right now to lock in defensively and get some stops. And typically, they are at their best in the final quarter.
Well, they are, and you can tell the intensity. Same thing happened the other day against Marquette. Midway through the third, going into the fourth quarter, you saw the defensive intensity start rising. Marquette started making some mistakes, and you kind of saw that a little bit already in the fourth quarter here, and that's why Coach Ivey wanted a timeout.
But right now, facing a massive deficit here at 63-49, and an offensive board by Westbeld gives the Irish a fresh shot clock. Westbeld, that was partially deflected by Davis. Rebels need a score, and Davis foul will go to the basket. Third foul on Westbeld.
Nobody paying attention to Marquisha Davis coming down on the left lane, and Westbeld realizes it at the last moment, and she was already at the basket. Nat Marshall will enter back in the game. Remember, she has 4 fouls, so she's going to have to play really smart.
Marquisha Davis will be at the free throw line. Davis 1 for 2 today. And for the 4th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com. You're home for all 90 NCAA championships. Week 16 and Elite 8 next weekend. Times are just starting to come out. And Davis makes that free throw to get Ole Miss 1 point closer. 50 points on the board for the Rebels. DeWolf open, knocks it down. That's in the layup for her.
I was just about to say, right in the flow. You almost are wondering if Notre Dame looks to continue to take time off the clock, but when you're that open, you got to take those looks.
Yeah, DeWolf, 4 of 7 from the field today, 9 points. Hidalgo lets that go out of bounds. Notre Dame undefeated this year with an Hidalgo, Citron, and Westbeld score at least 15 points. And a call's going to be reversed. They're going to get the ball to Ole Miss.
2 players going after it. It did look like Notre Dame's hand hit the ball out of bounds. I like how the referees, they use each other, so sometimes you're not able to see certain looks, and they do a really good job.
Citron tying up Kennedy Todd Williams. Possession arrow, though, will keep it on this end. Citron, man, she has come back full force. 4th time in her career she's had a 15.5 rebound and 5 assist game.
It's so funny, like you watch her play, and she plays so tough. And then you listen to her in the press conference, and her voice is so low. She's just so sweet.
I mean, DeWolf is that way. So is Hannah Hidalgo, for that matter. They play with so much ferocity on the court, but when you talk to them off the court, they are just so kind. DeWolf going for the steal. Good catch by Davis. Todd Williams. Citron with another board. 9 rebounds for Citron. 6 assists. 15 points. Do we put the triple-double watch on Citron right now?
I mean, the way she's playing, and she's just so steady with it. Her facial expression never changes.
Citron's brother, good soccer player at University of Virginia. Her dad played college basketball. Ole Miss got to put some points on the board, or they'll be denied another trip to the Sweet 16. Kennedy, Todd Williams short. And the battle for the rebound won by Citron. DeWolf just popped it up the floor to Hidalgo.
Wow. That could have been really bad. But Anna DeWolf saves it. Instead of trying to grab it, she sees 2 teammates running in front, tips it up. Nice assist.
I mean, this is just instinct.
When you have games like this, and so many, the momentum is going, these plays make the biggest difference down the stretch, and Anna DeWolf just pops it up. Sees Hannah Hidalgo in front of her. Nice little pop-up, nice catch. I feel like all of the Notre Dame players, from the beginning of the game to now, and I've said it earlier, they're all on a string.
Yeah.
It's like they know where each other is playing. They're in sync with one another on the offensive end, on the defensive end, even the 2-3 zone that they play, the rotations that they make, everybody is on the same page.
Citron has her first double-double. And 15 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists right now. She might end up with a triple-double before it all is said and done. Ole Miss ball. Just over 4 minutes to play. NC State and Tennessee on deck here on ESPN. Scott stops, shoots, scores.
Madison Scott is automatic when she gets to her spots, and that's one of them.
13 points for Scott.
Notre Dame doing a good job taking time off the clock. Don't have to rush into your offense.
If you're Ole Miss, is there a way to speed them up?
Well, I think you almost have to throw double team at them and continue to just throw people at them, try to get them to play a little bit faster.
Madison Scott fast on the break. It'll stay with Ole Miss. Well, Anna DeWolf was trying to plead the case that it wasn't out on them. But Stevens saying, oh no, I got that. Great officiating crew here today. Officials earn the right to be here as well. Kennedy Todd Williams, and a foul. If that's on Marshall, she's out. Rebecca and Andrea, what do you have for us? Thanks, El. Fourth foul on Westbelt, so Marshall avoids fouling out, but she's still going to come out of the game. Kennedy Todd Williams will be on the free throw line with 3:02 to play here before we bring the Lady Vols and NC State on to ESPN.
I think every single possession right now matters for Ole Miss. Getting to the free throw line, stop the clock. Trying to force Notre Dame to play a little bit faster, gives them more opportunities.
Ole Miss is 9 of 11 from the free throw line today, but Notre Dame has been shooting over 50% pretty much for the entire game. Kennedy Todd Williams playing Hidalgo tight. Now backs off a little.
Now, mind you, Hidalgo is a freshman doing the thing that she's doing and taking control of the team the way that she has. I know we talk about the big three, and Citron's had a great game. Westbelt's had a great game. Anna DeWolf has made some amazing plays, and of course, but what she's been able to do so far has been huge for the success of this team.
First team All-American, leads the nation in steals, third in scoring, leads the nation in fast break points. She was the ACC Tournament MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year in the ACC, Freshman of the Year, second freshman in the last 25 years to average 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Only Caitlin Clark has done that in the last quarter century. So
that's it?
It's pretty good freshman year.
That's it? You don't have any more stats that you can throw out there for us?
It is amazing, and she's just getting started, as is Juju Watkins, who you'll see tonight on ESPN for USC. Both of them first team All-Americans. They are the 4th and 5th freshmen to earn that honor.
So now sitting with 19 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals.
Davis, baseline jumper, rebounded by Abakwe. Kennedy Todd Williams, short on the 3. Hidalgo 2-on-1 with Citron. She'll keep it. And Kennedy Todd Williams grabs the miss.
And those are the moments that look over at Coach Ivy, and she's giving that look like, just pull the ball out.
And she glanced at Coach, and that's exactly what Neil Ivy told her to do. Slow down. Fans getting on their feet here in Purcell Pavilion, as they are under 2 minutes away from a return trip to the Sweet 16.
Notre Dame, from the start to the finish, has controlled the pace of this game.
Citron shot in and out. Notre Dame will move on to face Oregon State on Friday. Hidalgo got the steal.
That's her 4th steal.
A minute to play. And Notre Dame lets the shot clock expire. So Neil Ivey is going to take the Irish to a third straight Sweet 16. Sarah Cernugal coming into the lineup. A walk-on who earned a scholarship last August, replacing Hidalgo, who finishes with 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Hidalgo put on a show today. I love the fans standing up, giving a standing ovation to her going out. Just excited too.
Madison Scott buries it.
It just, from start to finish, these young ladies came ready to play. So talked a little bit about Citron already. Maddie Westfeld coming in, knocking down some big shots.
And this is an excellent Ole Miss team. 24 wins this year, their third straight 20-win season. They finished third in the SEC, have made the second round in the NCAA tournament for the second year in a row. And unfortunately for Ole Miss, they are stopped before the Sweet 16 last year. They produced one of the big upsets of the tournament last year. And Hannah Hidalgo just getting started in her career. And we'll see how far this Irish team can go in the NCAA tournament. Marshall comes out of the game as Citron gets ready to shoot free throws. Citron with 15 today, make it 16. Double-double. Hasn't missed a free throw today, going for 6 straight free throws.
It's the points on the board, it's the assists, finding her teammates, what she's been able to do defensively, and another standing ovation for Citron as she heads to the bench.
Final seconds of the game from Notre Dame. And the Irish have fought their way back to the Sweet 16. Notre Dame will face Oregon State on Friday and try to break through the Sweet 16. They've been to this stage now 3 straight years and are looking for that elusive Elite Eight.